Question for Steve. It's not every day that you see a prop play 80 minutes in any level of the game, let alone in a test match. Could you say a few words about Atu Moli's performance today?
Yeah, really pleased for Atu. He's come a long way in a very short period of time, and today I think he came of age, so very happy with him. He should be proud of himself. He played well, and to go 80 minutes has proved a point to him as well as a lot of other people.
Okay, go ahead.
Steve, did you use 3 tight head props as in, was that a planned substitution for Angus or was it an injury?
No, it was planned.
Okay, so you just used the 3 tight heads right the way through. That's what the plan for it.
Yeah, we wanted R2 to play the 80 minutes, and we need to keep the other guys fresh because they're going to have to play in 4 days' time.
Speaking of playing in 4 days' time, you sent both your locks quite deep in that. Does that mean that your fourth lock's looking pretty good to maybe roll out on Sunday?
Well, if you want to pick the team tonight, Nige. Yeah, well, I'm just answering. We don't pick the team tonight, so you can assume what you like. There's no point telling everybody what we're doing. But, you know, the obvious is the obvious.
We have one. Put your hand up if you want to ask a question, please. It's much easier. Thank you.
Steve, can I just ask you about the performance of your halfbacks? Did TJ give you what you wanted in that first 40? And then obviously Brad, quite impressive when he came on.
Yeah, look, TJ's playing well, and so's Brad. Like, Brad came on and he was part of probably the best part of the game, I thought. After half-time, we played real controlled footy and played with speed, but also didn't, look for silly offloads, and we played real control with speed, which is what we're after. So there's a patch there that we played really well in, and I don't think that it mattered which halfback was there. I think it was just how the game went.
And we have one just here at the front. Go ahead.
Kieran, obviously the conditions are making handling a little bit tricky out there, but how did you find it overall in the heat and the humidity?
Yeah, the heat wasn't too bad. Yeah, obviously the humidity was a factor. I think not often Barrett gets caught when he's away like that, and even to drop the ball. So it was tough. The conditions made it tough. But as Steve said, I think when we looked after the pill and really treasured it, we were able to put some tries on the board, which was awesome.
Now we have one down the back. Yeah, and then I'll come to you.
Ian, a question for you. Jack Goodhue playing his first game since the first Wallabies test. He obviously came off at half-time. Was that just him feeling the effects of a lot of time away?
Yeah, it was. It was always the plan to give him 40, and really pleased that he got through that 40 well. I don't think he had as many touches probably as he wanted, but certainly his work rate and the confidence that he'll get from that will be outstanding. So, it was all a plan, and he came through well.
Go ahead.
Steve, can you just talk about the evolution of Sonnyville Williams, just how far his game has come since 2011? I think it was his 16th World Cup game in a row as well tonight.
Yeah, he played really well tonight, and he's got a kicking game. I think he's done that kick about 4 times. We've scored 4 times from it. So 4 times since 2011 is not a lot of kicking, is it? But it's effective. He played really well tonight, and he's been coming, he's been working hard, and he's injury-free, and we're starting to see, the old Sonny, so very happy with him.
Okay, we have a question here, yep, and then I think we have another question over here, did we? Put your hand up. If you can't put your hand up, I have no idea, so go ahead.
Kieran, how hard is it to find that balance between speed and control that you're trying to seek? When it clicks, you're pretty much unstoppable. When you don't, there's a few mistakes.
I think probably the 2 halves of each half that we played and showed you the difference. Straight after half-time, where we actually controlled the pill, we didn't look for too many offloads and set a ruck if we had to. Gave us opportunities. you know, and the conditions were tough. It was tough out there. And as you saw, guys were coming on from the bench and still, you know, straight away, you know, drenched in sweat. And it's pretty tough to look after that pill. So it's, you know, there's some lessons to learn from that, you know, potentially if we get those conditions further down the track. So, you know, you just got to balance that out.
Just hold on a second.
Question to Steve. I think the three brothers, the Barrett brothers, did quite well, and then they all three tried. So what do you actually think about the combination of the players of these three brothers?
Yeah, well, they're pretty handy. You know, Bowden's an exceptional footballer. I can't wait to see GPS numbers on how much he ran tonight. Like, the only reason he didn't score that try at the end was fatigue got him. You know, but he'd covered some huge miles, I would suggest, in that high pace. Scooter's playing very well. That's Scott playing very well, and you know, he'll be going back to his non-flashy dive to score tries after tonight. I noticed the second one he scored was, well, the first one he scored. He was very deliberate about how he forced that one down, and Geordie's starting to really please both Fozzie and I. He's starting to play with a lot more control and patience, and he could be pretty special too. So I think, you know, when you're blessed, and all three of them are blessed. So their parents will be very proud of them tonight, and they should be.
Now, I have one right here. We'll go with this one here. Yep. No, behind you. Yep, thank you. Go ahead.
Steve, Ian very wisely said earlier this week that World Cups aren't won in your pool play, but what did you achieve tonight that you'll take forward?
Oh, we'll come away with some confidence about what we're trying to do is starting to build and grow, and we've had a massive week too. You know, we put a lot of work into our training, probably you know, way harder than what we normally would, but you know, the 10 days gave us that opportunity, and I think we'll bank that. So, you know, the biggest thing that we'll come away with is confidence.
Yep, go ahead.
Steve, with the short turnaround, do you analyse this game the same as you would if you had a full week? And secondly, given that you had 3 tries in 17 minutes in the first half, 5 tries in 17 minutes to start the second half, is it more about analysing the other 56 more than that first sort of sets to either half?
Yeah, look, what we'll probably do is we'll have a look at the whole game and break it down into the things that we, without telling everybody what we're looking at, but we'll look at the key critical things that we set out to work on, how are they going, and then we'll move on from that. Like some of the stuff we won't take too much notice of, but there's some stuff there that we've been working on now for a wee while this year, and we just want to see how we can get it even better.
So I have a question down the back.
Steve, black armbands today, a sad day for New Zealand rugby. How did you hear the news? What was said? And I'd also like to invite the other two, Ian and Kieran, if you'd like to say something on that as well.
Yeah, it is a sad day. Tiny Hill was an iconic rugby man from Canterbury, and obviously spent a little bit of time in counties too through the army, but he's an All Black, 574, number 574, and this team knows a lot about its history. So how did we find out about it? I found out about it on stuff. And we talked about it at a meeting, a walkthrough we had, and acknowledged the fact that he'd passed, and the armbands were to represent the fact that it happened and that we were supporting the family, and what a tough times.
Do we have any further questions? I have one more question.
Just on that as well, I guess, as a team, as Steve said, that we recognise what he's done for New Zealand rugby, and I think, every time an All Black, an ex-All Black, passes away, it's a time of reflection for us as a whole group, and important that we go out there and, show our support to his family and obviously the legacy that he left in the jersey as well.
Oh, there's not much to add to these two. I am looking forward to sitting with Chrono on the bus on the way back, because Chrono was coached by him, and he said there's a number of stories he wants to share, so I'm sure we'll have a few smiles about the impact that he had on Chrono.
Question about Rugby. He obviously moved into the midfield, and this seemed to move into the midfield in the second half. Was that also a planned move? And also just in general, his first game for a while and his first try for a wee while as well. What do you think of his performance?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with Reeks tonight. You know, I thought he got his hands on the ball. He looked fast. He looked a lot strong. He looked really sort of committed to the contact there, and really high work rate. So it was good to see him back. And you know, he's always had the ability to cover midfield for us, and he sees himself as a centre. He can play wing, I think. But it was good for him to have another hit out in the air and get another taste of it. So going forward just increases our options.
Okay. We might leave it there. So thank you very much for coming along. Thanks to the New Zealand team. Congratulations on your win tonight. The mix zone will open in about 2 minutes, so I suggest you get down there as quickly as you can. Thanks, everyone.